Cardano is growing and growing and growing, not only in terms of stakers, but also in terms of worldwide users. What's up? My name is Caroline, and this is Wealth in Progress, where you'll learn how to make passive income with cryptocurrencies. In this video, we'll look at Cardano's latest news, and we've got some exciting things to cover here. So we're going to talk about expansion of Cardano users in general in a global perspective, but also in terms of stakers. So let's dive right in. Okay, so first of all, we've got an article from a few days ago from June 21st, which is talking about another big Cardano deal in the works in Africa. So after Cardano announcing deals with Ethiopia and Tanzania, we've now got some more news that something else might be coming up. So we can read here, according to IOG's Director of African Operations, John O'Connor, another significant deal is in the works. Like the Tanzania tie-up, this will likely feature cooperation between a local government and the private sector, with IOG technology bridging the partnership. So this article is based on a tweet from John O'Connor where he wrote, "Today I wrote a letter to a president, found 1 million users to bring onto Cardano, and had a damned good cup of coffee." So in a recent interview where John O'Connor was asked about which country it might be, he sidestepped the question and he couldn't offer more information. And that's obvious because the deal is obviously not concluded, so he can't give more information. But simply having him tweet something like that, especially found 1 million users to bring onto Cardano, that's really exciting. Just imagine another 1 million people in another developing country that could profit from the Cardano ecosystem. So that's really, really exciting news. Now, the next piece of news is also about global adoption, and it's talking about El Salvador. So in this article, we can read, Cardano is looking to pull a Bitcoin in El Salvador. And the reason why this article comes to this conclusion is because something that Charles Hoskinson has said recently. So we can read here, Charles said, "Yes, we have been in talks with some officials and parties in El Salvador, and I may do a state visit. We sent out all the documentation and requests for that, so we'll meet the president. But it's basically going to be in their hands." So he doesn't reveal too much information, but already having him do a state visit and meeting the president, who is obviously very pro-crypto since they have just accepted Bitcoin as legal tender, is really exciting. So I'm really excited to hear more about what is going to happen after this meeting. So if we look further down in the article, we'll see that Cardano won't be accepted as another legal tender, but that doesn't mean, Cardano isn't meant to be a currency in the first place anyway. It's meant to be an infrastructure where smart contracts and projects can launch on top of. So there's a lot of room for that for a country like El Salvador. So if we read further, we get some more information. Cardano recently announced government deals with Ethiopia and Tanzania to roll out blockchain infrastructure related to education and internet connectivity. But with El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender, Hoskinson sees an opportunity to capitalize on the pro-crypto momentum flooding to the country. So that's what I just said. So what's also really interesting is that El Salvador's President Bukele announced that they will go live with Bitcoin as legal tender on September 7th. And another really, really interesting thing is that they want to roll out a national wallet that offers instant USD conversion and facilitates BTC transfers in and out. As an incentive, user will receive $30 for signing up for the wallet. Now, El Salvador has a population of almost 7 million, so let's say 6 to round it down. Now, if all of them would use this opportunity and claim those $30 worth of Bitcoin, that would be about $180 million worth of Bitcoin, and that can't just be newly produced, that has to be bought somewhere. So just imagine what happens if a country will buy hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Might be bullish, we'll have to see. Now, further down in this article, we'll just see that President Bukele shuts down talk with other parallel cryptocurrencies, and that makes sense because, let's read here. So that's what Bukele says. It's very hard to put in place two currencies working at the same time. So he means the US dollar and BTC. And like I said before, give total freedom to the seller and total freedom to the buyer at the same time, even if the seller and buyer pick a different currency. So that means that it's like interchangeably. So obviously that is already complex enough, so they don't want to add another cryptocurrency at legal tender. That totally makes sense. But as I've mentioned earlier, there would be a lot of space and opportunity for currencies or for projects like Cardano to just support a country in other ways. So for instance, like with the African countries for mobile communication or for education. Moving on to the next article, which is about an increase of staking addresses. So that's another exciting news, because the more staking addresses we have, the more scarce Cardano gets, because the more is locked up. Plus, it also helps to make the blockchain more decentralized and more secure. So we can read here, Cardano adds more than 50,000 new staking addresses in 3 weeks. So that's pretty impressive for just 3 weeks. So we can read here, Cardano has added over 50,000 new staking addresses, boosting its overall number of staking addresses by slightly more than 8% in less than a month. ADA's total number of staking wallets reached 608,000, more or less, from 2,561 active pools in early June, marking another milestone for the platform. So that was in early June, and now they say, however, now the platform has confirmed 658,965 staking addresses. This article also mentions another interesting thing, and that is what Charles Hoskinson recently tweeted. So he has announced that the platform plans to publish a research paper on algorithmic stablecoins in the coming weeks. So we'll have to watch out for that as well. I'm really excited to find out more about what Charles and the team is working on right now. And now off to the last article, and that is about the price movement or the price development. This article reads, is Cardano the strongest altcoin in the market? Analyst Mikhail van de Poppe updates Bitcoin and crypto outlook. So this analyst recently mentioned, if Bitcoin starts showing new signs of strength, Cardano could be one of the first altcoins to respond to the action. So that's what I've already mentioned. Cardano has been holding very strong in comparison to BTC until it gave in recently, but it's still one of the best performing altcoins at the moment. And once BTC decides to go up on the next rally, Cardano could be one of the first to follow or to even outperform. So he also says that we're facing a big resistance at 140, but we're also having a solid support just above $1. So that's what we've seen the other day, where I talked about how I picked up more Cardano at $1.12, and I wanted to pick up more at 103, and it really bounced off of that $1 mark very nicely. So this is what he tweeted recently. We're just getting started. Our altcoins are not dead. So he retweeted that. We are in an accumulation period after breaking the market all-time high, pumping restarts next month. So he agreed to that statement, and he also said, if we do flip this level, this support and resistance flip is definitely something you should be looking at. But in general, the structure on altcoins are showing that they want to bounce back after Bitcoin finishes or is down with the correction or the downwards momentum. Yeah, I'd be ready for that, but let's see. If it dips another time, more opportunity to pick up some more. So both ways are good in my opinion. Okay, so this is the latest Cardano news for today. Have I missed something? Let me know in the comments down below. If so, I'll be happy to include it in the next Cardano news video. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!